Dungeons and Dragons.
And junk drawer. What up? It's your boy.
Josh Delgado. No, wait, that's you. Shit.
Oh, damn it. Well, hey, what's up, guys?
What's up, guys? We are back with another episode of Dungeons and Dragons and Junk Drawer.
Ding.
What's up? We're here.
We missed you.
We're just chilling like a villain.
If you're coming back, we missed you. And that's right. If you subscribe, you get an extra greeting every video.
Hey,
That's copyright.
I've heard that somewhere.
It's not copyright. Shut your dirty whore mouth, Mike.
You borrowed that from
Smile for
somebody.
the camera, boys. Smile for the camera. Shut the fuck up, Mike.
Guys, we are going to get started tonight fairly quickly. We are a little pressed for time this evening, so shout-outs will be happening a little quicker than normal, and we will get into your regularly scheduled programming here after we get some shout-outs from the boys. Boys, let us start first with Mike Spillane.
Yeah, so we're working on a lot of new content for the channel, so definitely be sure to keep a lookout on that. Pat's basically leading the front on our Going For It podcast, which is all things related to American football. So if that's your bag, you like sports, be sure to check it out on YouTube and whatever podcasting platform you choose. Check us out, Instagram, Twitter, all that fun stuff. And I will go ahead and pass it back to Pat and request that he passes it back to Josh, because Josh has some exciting news of things that we're going to be working on in relation to Discord. So
I pass it to Josh.
Cool. I wasn't ready to tell the world about that yet, so thanks for that, Mike.
stay tuned.
Well, since you fucking outed me, I'm working on the Discord. So our Discord was cleaned up over the weekend. It's a little bit better now, starting to add some moderation, some auto mods, I'm trying to make it a place where people can come hang out, find out what's going on with us, and then just chat. So it is still in the very early stages. So Mike, maybe you should clear it with me before you start outing people like that. Secondarily, my real shout out is Wigs for Kids. I donated my hair for the first time over the weekend as well. So my hair is much shorter now.
Ooh.
And
he's beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah,
so I donated that, and I'm going to keep doing that as long as my hairline is moderately acceptable.
I didn't mean to out you, dude. I just figured it was one of those things to let people know we were working on it. So I apologize for that, buddy.
It's cool. I'm just doing a bit, just let it lie. Let it lie.
Damn. Tapatio, dude.
And then at the end,
oh my god!
And as always, we're gonna say it together. And I gave him a special role in the Discord called "Fuck You." On three, we're gonna say it together. 1, 2, 3. Fuck you, Donovan. That's right. Fuck you, Donovan. Every day since 1996. All right, back to you, Pat.
Perfect. Up next, we are going to talk to Dice Daddy himself, Justin Vilas. What you got?
I'm the daddy. Do you want to see a real magic trick? Start calling me dad, and I will disappear. Shout outs: Mythic Portal Caves, Critical Errors, Cavs Lounge, David Hemingway. I called him daddy, and he disappeared, so that was weird. Zare Jester Artist Shop
Also brought back flashbacks.
Yeah, right. It did. Kezia Suarez Art, A2 Alley Art. I want to also shout out Nikki Artsicle. And Nikki Artsicle is starting to stream now, so make sure to also follow her on Twitch. And
Nikki Hooray is her
Nikki
channel
Hooray.
name.
That's right. We'll put it in the crotch, which is the treasure box in YouTube. And then also just shout out to Roll20 for allowing us to cross great distances and be together safely.
Back to you, Pat. Finally, the man meat of our stream, Carlos.
I don't have much meat, but yes, hi, that's me. I want to give a shout out real quick to Random Encounter Productions, which is the other stream that I play on Monday nights. You can check them out on Random Encounter Prod, Prod, over on Twitch. They're starting to clean up also their they're starting to streamline and clean up all of their stuff as well. So anything social media wise, I think they're starting to go by REP RPG for Random Encounters of Production RPG. And this Saturday is going to be their 3-year stream anniversary since they started their stream. And they're doing a PvP tournament style battle thing that you may or may not see two of us in. Yours truly and Dice Daddy.
Oh my God, me?
We're gonna be teaming up and seeing how many people from Random Encounters we can take down and see if we can win that ultimate prize. But stay tuned on there to see if it'll happen. Back to you, Pat.
Thank
Oh,
you.
it'll happen. Not if,
I
when it'll
would
happen.
I would like to shout out my lovely wife for letting me play Imagination with you guys every week. I greatly appreciate it. I love you. I would also like to shout out Mainline Marketing. I won a trivia that was hosted by an old trivia company that I used to work for, and I got these dope headphones, Aonic 50s. They are $300, and I got them for free. I have to leave one ear cuff off in case my wife like screams fire or something, because otherwise I wouldn't hear it, because they're really good. I would also like to shout out Mainline Marketing for just kind of, believing in the Junk Drawer Show. We're going to have some fun stuff coming up with them shortly, so that'll be a good time. And yeah, with all that being said, Dice Daddy, whenever you're ready.
I'm always ready, guys. Thank you guys so much for joining us. So last time we were together, we had some hard times, my guys. It was mostly a Thor Loki episode with the occasional backdrop. So just a quick summary, a TLDR for that is Loki and Thor both went home. In the case of Thor returned to Asgard, and Loki unknowingly returned to Jotunheim. We found out how banishment works. It usually goes by blood, not where home is where the heart is. They learned some things. Loki finding his very, very distant relative, older brother even, Tyr, who essentially brought to Loki's attention that all of this, Enya, Flevlog, Ragnarok, it all seems fishy, and that someone is pulling the strings, so to speak, a puppet master, if you will. Meanwhile, on the other side in Asgard, Thor, after swiftly getting away from a destroyer armor, found a few new things. Possible stepchild. Found his home in ruins and in tethers. And most importantly, he found that Ragnarok was just the beginning, that something much darker and much more grim was coming. Some would even say the apocalypse. I would say that it's the apocalypse. And the two of them flew back home post this adventure via Bifrosts. Meanwhile, over in Falsera, which is the major metropolis city that Alder hails from between the Iron Mountains and the Adamantine Peak, sits this very tiny little town. And the last time we were together, it was Tibran, Manu, Thokk, and Alder with a very excitable, possibly crazy, very eccentric hobgoblin inventor who essentially took them underground into this bullet train that he designed as he blew up his side of the office to make sure his research did not get into the wrong hands. So I want to go to the Odinsons first, because I assume they have lots to talk about as they came out, and we'll kind of take it from there. So Loki, Thor, you two are on the beach of Valoria, where the boats were docked. The entire town is still in that thick smoke, the dark gray smoke of the water finally hitting the embers that were burning the city, essentially. And that low roar of giants seems to have died down, and it's just the two of you. And the two of you had an interaction of, how was home? And Thor going, judging by the look of your face, is about as good as it went for you. And we'll kind of take it from there as the two of you are kind of walking shoulder by shoulder, I would assume, back to the stronghold.
So the destroyer's loose.
Oh, grand.
It's just destroying everything in Asgard. So that's going well.
No one ever thinks of the downsides of permanent energy.
Heimdall looks like shit. but he's going to try and put together a small militia in case we require even more backup. He said he'd be watching, but I think that was kind of a joke because he's always watching.
Well, I hope he finds a fantastic army because we will surely need it. I've not told... He doesn't know anything from my side, right? I haven't told him yet. Yeah.
You told him you had a kid and that the kid was going to kill you. That's about it.
Okay. Yes, that's terrible. And my trip home was not much better. I remembered things I've forgotten. And I saw Tyr.
You saw Tyr?
I saw Tyr. And he's the reason I'm here now. I know not what would have happened had I made it to the palace, but as I was running from my son, he grabbed me and took me to a cave adorned with runes that protected us for moments. And he said, something's off. Something's not right. The way... And yeah, Flevlog, everything, it's too high level. The apocalypse. It's more than Ragnarok. Not only are we worried about Asgard, but we're worried about Midgard, and we're worried about every other realm that we've been to that we haven't been to. The wheels are turning, brother.
And I'm going to stop Loki in his tracks. If only you knew. Before he pushed me into the Bifrost, Heimdall had a chance to show me a vision. There were 4 riders on horseback. It was a white, a pale, a red, and I think a black. Was that the other one, Dice Daddy?
Green.
Green, sorry. The 4 horsemen of the apocalypse are pulling these strings of my stepson.
Oh.
And leading the charge is Monutep.
Loki gets up and he starts pacing. What? I was joking about the apocalypse. I was making it worse than I thought. Are you kidding me? You saw it, and it's That's what I said weeks ago.
But it's not the Monutep that we saw on the boat. He's more fulfilled, more formed, more alive than we saw him when he had the fucking zombie whale thing.
Yes, of course,
Come and
his
take a
final
bite.
form. I know, I understand. When you see into the future, it's not just current time. It's everything compounded into once.
No, Loki, that's what I'm telling you. In some way, he's going to have to reform with this version of Monu. The version of Monu that is in our party, is in our group, attached to one of our friends. We can't give them this information. We can't let them know what we know. Not yet. Not when we can control who finds out.
You're right. It's strange. You're starting to sound like me. Keeping things from people, orchestrating stuff. Quite like it.
I just want to be able to tell Alder to his face. This shouldn't be something he finds out about through a necklace. And Thokk... What Thokk knows, Monu knows, so that's a little bit of a tougher conversation.
Did he give any sort of hint on a timeline? Because it seems now would be the time to attack. We're separated. It's the two of them. Not that they're weak, but look at us.
No, there was no timeline. He just said that they were not... He couldn't see them, Loki. He couldn't see where they were.
Who?
Helm.
Wait, Helm couldn't see Alder and Thokk.
No, Helm couldn't see Enya and Flevlog. He couldn't see the Four Horsemen. He couldn't see Father. He couldn't see... He's hurt. Losing that cleric in this realm really kind of set him back. I ordered him not to die.
Helm has always been one to follow orders.
Well, as King of Asgard, I think he has to listen to me more than he used to.
Ooh, I hear that, King. Now, he can't see them, which means there's a realm we don't know about.
Or a pocket dimension that, Thokk talks about, that place with the wimpy, scary, pale guy.
Oh, yeah, Stan.
Yeah, that one. That's probably his name. Regardless, we need to fortify Valoria, and I need some... I'm going to open the map, and I'm going to look... is Falsera on my map? The one that I had created?
I would say Falsera's on the map, because you had someone look it over, correct?
Yeah, I had someone create it for me.
Right.
And I wanted the distance from where we were, where we'd been, and to the... and to Spear Way, where I was before I got picked up and taken all the way to Stonewall.
Mm-hmm. I would say, excuse me, Spear Way is a little bit closer to Falsera. Let me see here. I should have the map still here. The world map, at least. So if we go down, unfortunately, I don't have the larger version of it, but over here is where Valoria is.
Mm-hmm.
And more towards the north and the east would be where Falsera is. It's in this massive mountain peak. It's by the Frost Irons, which
So
are...
would I see where that is on the map that I have, the one that I
Yes.
commissioned? Okay. Would I see that the Adamantine Summit was in that general vicinity? Okay.
You would see that the Adamantine Peak and the Iron Mountain was there, almost like nestled together.
I'm gonna point to that, and I'm gonna tell Alder that. I'm gonna tell Loki that I need Alder to do some shopping for me. Can you think of anything else we would need from them?
Well, you've always been one to know what we need in the moment. What I think we need going forward is information. He couldn't see him. Perhaps this has happened before. Perhaps a great historian could tell us more. Perhaps, I don't know. Is it something we could explore? Research. Knowledge. If you can find someone who knows something, who could point us in the right direction, perhaps that can give us a leg up.
Brother, we can do research here. There's a massive library right inside these walls of Valoria. I'm not the most researched, but I can read book titles and I can bring them to you. You're the big brain boy on the mountain.
Oh, I plan to work on it, brother. But someone who's been doing this for longer than I am, it could be helpful. And in a great city like Falsera, who knows what they have there? Wait, would we know anything about Falsera, past that it was a giant metropolis?
Unfortunately, no. I would state that you two have not been to Falsera. Loki, you might have, because Falsera is a longer standing kind of metropolis. If you had any kind of holiday, most likely would have been very brief, I assume, because, you're surrounded by elves and all of them look down at you because you're not an elf. Despite either looking human, furbolg, they're just like, okay,
Yeah.
unimpressed.
Yeah.
Yes, even though they are quite judgmental, many of them are quite smart. I would not be surprised if there was some sort of technological library there that could give us something. Knowledge or some sort of weapon we do not have at our disposal.
It's fair, but we need them back sooner than later. So I do think that the rocket still needs to be a priority, because if we're going to fight the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, this is the dumbest thing I've ever said. We're going to need all the help we can get.
Yeah.
And
Well-
how do we tell them to look for this knowledge without giving information?
Would it be too much to ask about pocket dimensions? I mean, it's not like Manu doesn't know about them. Thokk knows about them. He's mentioned Stan before. I don't see why we can't bring it up again. Perhaps we spin it as a way for us to travel. Hop through pocket dimensions to reach like a wormhole of sorts.
You lost me. I mean, you're going to have to say that.
You know
'Cause
how how worms go into the dirt and then they come out somewhere else?
Yeah.
It's like that, but in the sky.
Oh, okay. We can try. I'm going to have him see if he can find someone in that, or if he knows of someone in that area that can forge some adamantine armor.
Ah, yes, armor would be fantastic. I've been wearing these for far too long. I miss my old stuff.
And I kind of look down at my rusted, shitty-ass breastplate that I got from when we fought Hercules. Yeah, I've not got a whole lot either. So,
But it quite matches your personality.
oh brother, don't make me hurt you.
Oh, I'm just making jokes of the pain.
So Thor is going to press on the necklace, and he's just going to say, Alder, Thokk, can you hear me?
And we're currently zipping on a big train right now that probably scared the crap out of us as to how fast we're moving, I presume, yeah?
So we'll segue over there. At the point where you're being contacted, the ride is fairly quiet. Post Manu going, Loki's from Asgard, right? And we could take it from there, because Manu's like, it was like, yo, Joe. And then he just kind of looks at like the two of you and he goes, I'm sure they're fine.
I mean, I'm sure he's from Asgard. What could go wrong?
I feel like a lot can go wrong, but okay. And it's at this point Ashford goes, all right, what are you guys babbling about? Is it anything prudent to the thing that we just blew up?
Shouldn't be, no.
Okay, perfect. Please talk amongst yourselves. We're almost there.
All right.
And the rest of the ride is fairly quiet. And eventually you kind of do this dip down even lower to where you were. And Ashford kind of looks behind you and he goes, your ears might pop a little bit, but that's okay. That's just because of the depressurization. As you kind of level in, and Manu's like, why are you guys making those faces? And eventually you get to doors that are interlocked, and Dr. Ashford touches a few things on the panel. They light up and the doors open, and you see this massive canal that just stretches, and there are 2 different platforms, and eventually you guys come to a full stop. Doors open, and Ashford goes, okay, we're gonna go this way. We're gonna go to the lab. I have to make sure Gil is taken care of. And he kind of like, there's like a little coat rack, so he takes off the sport coat, and immediately there's a lab coat that he just puts on and buries his hands in his pockets, and he just immediately starts rubbing his temples. It's at that point that's when you guys get the call from Thor and Loki.
Oh, here you go.
Yeah, guys. We can hear you. Are you all right?
I'll go first. By chance, did you hear anything that we said while we were off plane?
Only the rare times you talked to us to let you know that you had gotten there. That's about it.
Wait, that I'd gotten there.
If we didn't hear much from Loki. We mostly heard from, or we didn't hear much from Dremel. We mostly heard from Donna.
No, opposite.
Oh.
Loki spoke to you about who you reached out to. Thor didn't say anything.
Gotcha. Retcon. Yeah, we heard from Dremel. We didn't really hear from Donna.
And you heard where I was?
I mean, you didn't say where you were. I thought you were in Asgard.
No. I didn't go to Asgard. I got sent to Jotunheim.
And Mater just immediately puts his arms up and he's like,
Jotunheim.
What's Jotunheim? I have no idea.
It's not Asgard. That's what it is, you asshole.
Well, I mean, I don't know where you're from.
Maybe if you took the time to ask about us, you would know something. We've been
We've
going
only known
agreed
you were
to
a
the
god for like
plan.
a week.
We've been traveling together for months, and you've never once asked me where I'm from.
But we've known you as Loki for 3 days, 4 days?
It's been a couple weeks.
No?
No, it hasn't. No, I was
It
thinking
has not.
Thor's.
It's
You're
been
right,
like
you're right, you're right.
4 days.
No.
Yeah, but if you really cared about me, you would have asked, and you didn't. So I'm offended. Okay, Thor, now you play good cop.
Wait, you're cops now?
Oh, God.
I'm just gonna push the necklace. So nothing we found was good. We'll wait to brief you in person. It just makes more sense that way. I do have a bit of a shopping list for you, though, Alder, being that you're from the area. And
Okay.
Loki has a request as well. Mine's probably going to be easier to come by. I need you to find someone who can smith adamantine armor.
What if they already have some put together here? Is that fine?
That's fine.
There's a decent likelihood. Trust me, it's as Thokk can attest to, this city is a little bit bigger than you think.
Dude, it's insane.
Thokk can put on his hat and kind of mirror my measurements, so I'm not worried about fit in that regard.
Okay.
Yeah, but they won't be able to really measure me, though.
No, but they can see you, and any good smith worth a handful of gold is going to be able to figure that out. So I need some adamantine armor.
Okay. Got the note down.
Typically, I like some chainmail and some half plate, but if you can only do one or the other, that's fine. I'll be able to reimburse you. Is there a supplier that has a large amount of healing potions? A purveyor? Because there's an army coming, and it's coming soon. So the more supplies we can get in this area, the better.
Okay. I'll try and see what we're able to scrounge up. How many are you hoping for? Are you looking more for greater healing potions or just regular ones?
As
I know
many
we all
as you
have a
can
couple. Okay.
Go greater. The more healing, the better.
Okay. I don't
And-
have much gold on me personally. I know Thokk definitely has a good amount, so we'll try and pull together what we can.
Mm-hmm.
We'll
You guys are
reimburse you.
scaring the shit out of me right now. Just know that. But
It's serious, Alder. It's serious. But the most important thing is make sure Ashford builds this rocket. We
Well-
need to get to the moon. We need it. It's a non-negotiable.
Okay. Well, it's
Loki wants stuff too.
okay. Well, just so you know, it's Ashford passed. This is Ashford's son, and we've just ridden on some of his technologies, and I could tell you that if there's anyone who's going to be able to fucking do this, is this guy.
That's the most encouraging thing I've heard all day.
Now, hopefully, if he can build a rocket easy, he has some access to some wonderful research. Because I will be doing some research here, and I will contact you later with any shopping list that I may have. Thokk, you have gone to pocket dimensions before, correct?
Yes. As it is, I'm not from this realm, but I've been to my realm, to Barovia. DM, was I with what is it? All of them whenever they went to the tower? I don't think I was there, right? It was like right before I met them.
You were gone.
Okay. But I had heard about it.
He'd
Yeah,
been to
they
the
took you up the
Shadowfell
towers.
too, right? He'd been with Rufio.
Yeah, you went to the Shadowfell as well.
Oh yeah, so I would mention that. So yeah, so there's been a couple here or there.
Okay, because as much as I don't know what's going to happen, I don't know what the time frame is. I remember something in my reading of using pocket dimensions to travel in the third dimension using the fifth dimension. So if you can find someone who knows something about pocket dimensions, Loki pulls out, he uses you can't see anything. Anyway, I still do it. Minor illusion to make a piece of paper, and I do that thing from that one movie where they poke a pencil through it, and it's like, oh, this is how wormholes work. So I need that to happen.
Stranger Things.
Was it Stranger Things? I was thinking Interstellar. Either way,
Stranger Interstellar things.
Yeah, so if you can find anyone who has any knowledge on pocket dimensions, how they've been used in the past or visited in the past, how they could be used as a form of travel, as a form of time manipulation, whatever you can find, I will be searching that here. But from the little bit that I've heard from you and that I know of Falsera, if anywhere outside of Valoria is going to have the knowledge we need, it will be near you.
Okay. I don't know where to start, but I will do my best.
We'll start with Ashford.
Yeah, have Ashford's son do it. I only brought it to you because since you've experienced it, perhaps you might be able to explain more than Alder can.
Got it. I don't even remember how I got to Barovia, to be honest with you, but I'll figure it out.
All right.
And then I'll just kind of say again, I'm like, well, DM approximate, like what time of day is it?
I would say it was probably like late afternoon, like 3 or 4.
Okay. Then I'll just say, regardless of where we go from here, we can't get back to Valoria until tomorrow. Because in order for me to do the spell to get us back, I'm going to have to rest before I can make it happen. There is one thing that I'm going to need that's probably going to be beneficial. I think it's sorry. Realistically, it's probably only going to cost me about 250 gold, but if I do end up talking to my family, I'll probably just be able to acquire it. But we're going to have to plane shift, it seems like, by what you're saying. If we're going to be bouncing between planes, I'm going to need the ability to help us do that. So I'll get the equipment that I need in order to make that happen. So just know that that's something that I think I need to factor into the costs for us.
Yeah,
So-
I'm not sure if plane shifting is something we need, but I would hate myself if it turns out we did and we didn't do the research. So, good on you.
All right, well,
If there's anything you guys need from here or would like from here, please just let us know. We're going to start fortifying the city as best we can, fortifying the stronghold and kind of assisting with evacuations.
okay. I guess the goal then, try to be back by midday tomorrow, and Anything you guys can do to make us comfortable for whatever terrible news you're going to deliver us, I'd appreciate it.
I'll find you a suite.
Curiosity from 1 to 10. How bad is it?
14.
We're going through a tunnel.
We actually just went through a tunnel, so we know what that's like.
All right.
14. Oh boy.
All right.
Can only count to 17, so that's really rough.
It's when the chapters in the book stop.
We'll do what we can.
I think, yeah, we have work to do. Let's go catch up
Thor's
with
gonna
Ashford.
push the necklace one more time and just be like, look, we need you to be fast, but we need you to be thorough. So if that means we lose a day of you here, that's fine. Just keep us in the loop.
Fast is
Okay.
smooth. Slow is smooth. Smooth is fast.
What he said.
Slow is smooth.
Just don't worry about it, Thokk. I think I get it. I know this city like the back of my hand. It's changed a lot, but I can still get us around here twice as fast as the average person. It sounds like this might end up being a very expensive shopping trip, though. So there's a likelihood that I might need to go pay some people a visit that I haven't seen in a really long time. So.
And he's going to push the necklace again. Alder, I promise you're going to want to mend those fences if that's the case, because you might not get back.
That sounds higher than a 14.
Let's talk about the 17 now.
I don't know if fucking numbers higher than that. All right. Well, Thokk, Manu, Tibrin, I think we got our marching orders.
Is it bad that I see Alder right now and I just watched him turn to Thokk and he's just got pit stains? Like, it's just dampness.
It's wet.
It's like what happens when you turn 215. You can't help it. You're just usually always moist and you can't explain why.
Shit, I'm 35 and I'm always moist.
I remember 215.
We're gonna stop that.
And for the ASMR people, moist.
Okay. Anything else you guys are talking about, you monsters?
I'd probably grab Loki by the collar and just kind of throw the hammer and get back to the stronghold as fast as possible.
Okay.
As we're in the air, I would attempt to shimmy so that he's holding on to my waist, and I can do the Titanic thing.
Oh.
I want to look like the front of a ship.
I'm flying, Rose. I'm flying, Jack.
Could have fit on that door.
Rose.
Draw my boobies.
Fucking ace.
Loki turns to Thor
okay.
and says, "Draw my boobies."
Draw my tits.
Just like when we were young.
You and I remember our youth very differently.
Here, far. End
Okay.
scene.
While you guys are having that moment, Ashford has taken the four of you to through several doors. As you guys have been talking about this, you guys have been shoulder to shoulder, and this very small area just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger until eventually there is a massive, just it almost looks like a library workshop, and one of the walls just seems to be a giant fish tank, just massive. Like one of the whole walls, like it stretches at least 120 feet long, just from what you can see, and it's about maybe 80 feet high, and it just looks like it's full of water. And there is occasionally per maybe 30 feet, there's a little intercom system, and you see Ashford, and he presses the button and goes, "Hey Gil, how we're doing?" Takes a moment, and you hear, "Well, there seems to be a malfunction in the metaphasic carrier wave." And you see Ashford, and he just kind of sighs, and he goes, "Okay, put the MK33 electroplasma system with the atmospheric imaging scan. That should probably fix it up." Yeah. As you just kind of hear a chirp, and you hear a moment, and very good, sir.
And then I just kind of lean over to Thokk, and I'm like, "You get any of that?"
I don't even know what the hell MK is.
Stop. Okay, I'm just gonna observe.
There are a lot of acronyms. Yeah, can hear you. Sound travels here quite big. So, did you enjoy the compact low emission vehicle for urban transport that I designed?
Yeah, it was a wild ride to say the least.
We just tend to call it the clever because clever. I'm clever. Besides the point. So, rocket. What's going on with the rocket thing?
So, well, as I mentioned before, we have been in a traveling party with gods of Asgard. They need to get to Nidavellir, which is on the moon, to try and craft some kind of weapon, which we thought we were kind of in the middle of a god war. But now they just kind of let us know that it is much, much, much bigger than that. I mean, if you've been in the city for a long time, you familiar with my family, you know that I haven't been around here for a long while, I assume.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they basically said, hey, you might want to go mend those bridges because you might never see them again. So there's something brewing. I don't know what it is, but basically, if we don't get to the moon, it sounds like a lot of people are going to meet a really dark fate.
Okay, so we're talking like, well, you said it was a god war. I assumed because god wars are usually pretty massive, scorch the earth, that kind of thing. It's bigger than that.
Yeah, somehow, I don't know what's bigger than that, but apparently, yeah.
Okay, cool. And you see him, and he just keeps walking. And he eventually gets behind this like desk, and there is just different plating and runes and wiring and scrolls open and books open. And right above it is a kind of like a pull-up bar. And you kind of see him, and he just kind of goes on top of the table, and he kind of backflips, and his feet catch the bar, and he's kind of hanging upside down. And you see the overcoat, and he's just kind of like rocking a little bit back and forth. Okay, so Moon, do we have a time frame?
As soon as possible.
Yeah, that one.
Okay, I mean, I have other things that I was working on, but I guess I can put them on hold for God War or above. And besides saving the world, et cetera, is there anything in particular for me? I'm going to be very frank. I mean, this is going to take a lot of time, and theoretically, I can get you to the moon. I still need to figure out the propulsions. I need to figure out the arithmetic. I have to make sure that we don't blow up in space because God forbid any of you try to pilot this thing but me. It's probably going to end in catastrophe. I mean, I see that guy and it looks like he's manually breathing. And he points over at Thokk, who's like in.
I look behind myself. To see who's behind me.
He's not even looking at himself. He doesn't even know he's the one. Okay.
There's no one there.
It's great. So we're doing good. And you see him, and there is like a Scotch decanter, and there are several glasses, and you see him, and there's one that was like maybe half full, downs it, and he starts pouring another one. Do you guys drink? Would you like a drink?
Yes.
I think I'll need one.
Yes.
And you see him, and he's like, all right, Gil, we're drinking Bud. Do you want to come out from your thing, whatever you're working on? And you hear just eventually just a very, well, I was working on the C47. It's failing. And you see Ashford, and he just kind of thinks that he goes, okay, get the dimensional polarity amplifier with the bionic phase emitter, and then just put a broad spectrum through the recorders. Another minute passes. Very good, sir. He's a hoot. I mean, it's a burden being the smartest person in the room. He's the second smartest person in the room, no offense. So just ignore that. Good. Very good. So, as I stated, besides saving the planes, my name in lights, kind of had that.
I mean, I don't know what we can offer you, but
you get to go to the moon. and see what you can commission there.
I mean, you could, yeah, make intergalactic travel a thing. That could be cool. Is intergalactic
travel
a word?
interesting. Yes, intergalactic is very much a word, and it's very cute that you don't know if it's a word or not.
Hey,
Totally
it's
okay.
Not in most of the books that I've read, so
Oh, so you read books? That's good.
I'm trying.
I didn't see you as the learned type. So, hey, we all learned something about each other today. That's great. Cool. So, Mom and Dad know you're here, right?
Not yet.
I was eavesdropping. I know that they didn't know you were here. So, I mean, from my understanding, I mean, you are a point of interest, no?
I would say probably.
Probably. Okay, so, and you see him, and he kind of like hangs back down. And it's at this point you hear at the far end water sloshing, kind of this door opening, and you see, you've all seen Tritons before. They're usually blue. They look very similar to Sue. This looks like something different. This is the combination of like a Triton, but instead of a Triton being just like a trout or a salmon, this thing's a fucking anglerfish. It's just very odd looking, very big eyes, almost alien-like. And Gil's here. He's wearing like a wetsuit, almost like a containment suit. And then around his neck is this kind of apparatus. You see flowing water that kind of just goes through. And then other than that, the suit and the goggles that he kind of has on his forehead, he puts down. And Ashford goes, this is my lab assistant, Gil. And Gil goes, hello, yes, Gilead. And we're more partners than I am the assistant. And he's like, nonsense, assistant. This is Mr. Eliaris and Green Guy and Blue Guy and Ghost.
Ghost, yeah.
Ghost.
And Manu goes, yeah, Ghost, I guess. Fuck. So, yeah, we're going to have to work on getting to the moon as soon as possible. And Gil kind of looks and he goes, any particular reason why we're taking on this request, sir? And Gilead or Ashford kind of looks at the four of you and he goes, I don't know, they kind of make me laugh. Besides, what do we have to do? I had to initiate the BPRD. And Gil kind of looks at him and he goes, you blew up your side of the building, didn't you? And it's like, redundant. They were trying to push me out of my very, very valid stakes into the company. And Gil goes, he's been working on a suit and most of his money and the company's money has been funneling to it. And I told you that they would mind. And he's like, doesn't matter. Name's on the building and I have the suit. So doesn't really matter. And Gil kind of sits down and he goes, so moon. Okay. This is going to be lots. What are we talking about as far as materials, man hours? I mean, it's just me and Ashford.
I mean, I can try and help get you guys things that you need, but right now we're going to need to go back to Valoria relatively soon to stop it from being further burnt to a crisp, because that's what's happening right now.
Okay, so there is currently attack on Valoria currently, just right now.
We've got it maintained, which is why we left for the moment. They currently still have a couple of avatars watching over it, but one of the avatars fell, which is part of the reason why we know that there is vulnerability at the moment.
Okay, that is fair. I'm assuming you'll have to get back to Valoria at some point. I'm going to need a few things from you, Mr. Alaris. One, I need Iliarum steel. Because particularly, I believe adamant or iron or an alloy of the two would burn in the atmosphere. And don't ask how I know that. And Gil goes, he built a suit and tried to get into the atmosphere before it started melting. And he looks over at Gil, and Gil goes, oh, like Icarus, close to the sun.
I understand that reference.
I need
don't.
something that is a lot more sustainable, something that's not going to melt the minute we push through the Earth's atmosphere. Because the moon is fairly far away.
Yeah, I will. I mean, we have a couple things stops we have to make, but I will. How much steel do you think you need?
Enough to make a sustainable craft. So you saw the railroad system, correct?
Yeah.
The one that my grandfather built. So
Yeah.
think of it like that, but instead of the usual 10 cars, I'm going to need about 5.
Okay.
I need 5. And then, unfortunately, I'm an engineer. I am not a physics expert per se. I need to figure out how we're going to get there. And hey, if any of your gods know like fucking Ion or any of the super smart guys, would really appreciate that, because a 3-man brain trust is a lot better than a 2.
I mean, I can ask Pelor.
That's very sweet of you. Pelor is an old man.
Yeah, which means he knows many people and gods
Okay,
over
so
his years.
you're through Pelor. If I said there's an antimatter particle trace in the molecular power booster amplifier, what would Pelor say to that?
Those are some very fine, large words.
How about if there was a control malfunction in the front wave fetcher and we need to charge with the vacuum node lubricator?
As a good friend of mine once said, yeah, it's a $5 word right there. So,
Oh, no, definitely a 5 platinum there. So we're going to need someone a little bit smarter, my guy.
Yeah, we'll definitely see what we could do in regards to that. What about Thokk? Who does Fury follow?
Lathander.
He's younger. Would that possibly help?
No, from my understanding, Lathander is a pretty boy that is all about redeeming. Fantastic. I need someone who knows knowledge. I need,
Gotcha.
even if you know, like a physicist would be great.
Can
I need a fuel source. I need to figure that out.
Okay.
How are we going to jet propel? I'm assuming the 2 gods are going to be coming with you, so that's at least, 5? If we have Gil, that would be 6. And Gil immediately looks at the 5 of you and goes, oh, I'm not going into space. That is incredibly dangerous. And I can barely be out of water.
For propulsion, do you need something that's combustible or do you need just energy?
No, I would prefer something that was perhaps if there's a hybrid between combustible and energy, we need something that burns hot and fiercely, but we need something that sustains. Does that make sense? Follow me if I'm talking too fast. Follow me if I'm talking too fast.
Well, I'm going to backtrack for a second as I'm thinking about it. Thokk, I think you're going to need to get in touch with Ashiki. If I remember correctly, I think Ashiki talks to Ayun.
Ashiki does talk to Ayun.
If we can talk to Ashiki, we could possibly get you in touch with Ayun. He's a man out in where is it? Sungulf? Not Sungulf.
No.
White Willow.
White Willow Plaza. White Willow Plaza. So small place, but Shiki's a very wise guy, and he talks to Ayun regularly. So we might be able to get that connection sorted out.
Okay. Yeah. So if it's a case of having a Shiki, whichever, I'll learn his name when he gets here. The sooner I can get this person, the better. I can start working on the engine, because that is where I'm going to be starting currently. Also, still need that Alarium, so the engine doesn't burn.
Gotcha. Okay. Get you the steel, get you a Shiki. So Thokk, while we're going to try and get the other supplies that we need for the battle, this evening, we're going to need to try and talk to Ashiki as well to see if we can get him out to Falsera. I think if we tell him the grave importance of this mission, he will understand. And we could probably try and get him out here as soon as possible.
Is there anywhere particular in Falsera that I can have him meet us if he's able to fast travel for some way, shape, or form?
I mean, probably not Ashford Industries.
No.
We can have him either meet us at the city center by the tracks, or we can have him meet us at my family's house, because my family's house is likely where we're going to be going tonight. So we're going to have to. I don't have a choice now. That's been taken away from me. Thank you, Connor and Dremel.
So, actually, I think I know how you can repay me.
Go for it.
I would like, if I'm going to save the world and whatnot.
Well, we're going to save the world, but yes, continue.
You need my rocket, so me. So I think what would be prudent for me, considering I don't want to burn in atmosphere, and there may be outside things I need to do. I need enough Alarium to make my own suit.
So, well, when you say Alarium, are you meaning the LER steel that we asked for
Yes,
already?
the LER steel, but I want more than just the 5. Obviously, you can't. It doesn't have to be right now, but I need the promise. And you are as good as your word, right? And he looks at the 4 of you, and Manu's just like, goes, I want, if not 20, but at least 10 years worth of, if I need Alarium, I can get Alarium. All I need.
And I'll just reach out my hand. And as he goes in for the handshake, this takes top priority, yeah?
Naturally. Well, I already have a suit, so I just want a better one.
As long as this takes top priority, you got a deal. I'll do what I can to make that happen.
Okay. Ask your god guys. Maybe they might be able to help you. And he just kind of makes a muscle. He's like, maybe muscle the old man. I don't know. Don't have the same relationship.
Yeah, well, we'll see how it goes. I'm not excited for it. Now I have to be like, hey, dude, I need a lot of your money. So it's a kid you haven't seen in 100 years.
A lot of missed birthdays.
I mean, you're not wrong.
So, anyway, are you going to be staying here, or you're staying at the LER's mansion up north?
Can I take a rain check on that to see how it goes? If it goes bad, we might come back. If it goes well, we'll be out of your hair for the night.
And Ashford kind of
like,
looks at Gil, and Gil's like, "Yeah, I'll make the guest beds."
No, it's all right. We'll grab an inn for the night if it doesn't go well.
And
I appreciate it though.
Does this, and he looks at Ashford looks at Gil. He's like, "You should probably go make the beds then." So, please, if you could, physicist, LER steel, power source. And I will start, and you see him immediately just put his arm and then just go across the work table, and he goes, right, I have to design a fucking engine now. Cool. And you see him, and he just kind of like flattens everything out, and he just immediately starts sketching, and he goes, if you could just be in contact with me if you can. You can send homing pigeon, or if you know any fish, I have a water system there. Or if you feel like swimming, do that as well.
Or I can just send a message directly into your brain.
Yeah, that works.
Then before we depart, one other question.
Yeah.
Do you know anything about pocket dimensions? Or
Like
know someone who does?
The theory of pocket dimensions, or just like the the execution of pocket dimensions. And what do you constitute as a pocket dimension? Are you saying interplanar, or are you thinking about different timelines or alternate timelines?
I just kind of look over to Thokk, look back at him, and be like, yes.
Uh-huh.
If you don't know I mean, obviously have knowledge of it, but if you have any like research that we could get to one of our gods,
about pocket dimensions. I mean, it depends. If you're specifically looking for how to travel through said pocket dimension or get to pocket dimension, book hasn't been written yet. There are theories for it. However, it would take a lot of different kind of tachyons, and you would have to make sure that things were set up correctly. Unless you can plane shift, then that is something entirely different. But then again, that would be a different plane. That would not be a different dimension.
Gotcha. Rewind it real quick.
Yep.
Dremel.
Hold on. I had too many books in my lap.
He was reading.
So he'll see me press my hand to the necklace, and I'll just say, Dremel.
Yeah, what are you looking for?
Oh, you changed your voice. Funny.
Well, you changed my name.
I've been calling you Dremel the entire time, buddy.
I know, and now I'm calling you out for it.
Okay, something I'm going to keep doing. Pocket dimensions. I got Ashford here. He's asking a lot of questions about what they are and or what we need to know about them. So he's got significant knowledge on it, but I got no fucking clue what he's talking about. So, Ashford, if you could just repeat that real quick, he should be able to hear you.
Can he only hear if it's on?
Okay.
Put the necklace on him. Put the necklace on him.
Give me the thing.
Yep.
And you see Ashford, and he puts it on, and he goes, "Hi, Mr. God Guy."
Hey, Mr. Wrong. I just combined the two accents. Hello.
That's amazing.
Okay. Hello, Mr. Big Brain Boy.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, definitely the Big Brain Boy.
Yep. So, yes, pocket dimensions. Looking for an alternative to a rocket just in case we need it. I was thinking some sort of folding mechanism to use a pocket dimension to hop between planes, possibly to traverse the fourth dimension as well, using the fifth dimension as a catapult.
Okay, so you're looking for some kind of interdimensional gate that would essentially slingshot you through dimensions.
Yes, with a little more control than a slingshot if possible, but I also understand how new and cutting edge this is. I know something about...
well, I mean, the theory's there. There have been different dissertations on it. Of course, it's never been put into theory because most of the time when it's been through or hypothesized or experimented, lots of people turned inside out.
Yes, exactly. So, like I said, it is cutting edge. Any ideas? I'm doing research here over in Valoria, but I do not have the research or the knowledge that you do, merely lots of exposure.
No, I mean, that's perfectly fine. I can possibly do some research on this. I'm trying to build you an engine for your rocket. Would you happen to know anyone who specializes in physics or propulsion systems? Your friends are very nice. And he looks at the four of you and he goes, but they're not entirely bright.
Hey, propulsion system. Should we reach out to Creed? She has that propulsion system on her boat.
Yes, Creed would know something about propulsion systems. I may know someone else who might as well. But I will contact them.
Yeah, okay, great. And then, I'm sorry, God Guy, what was your name?
Loki.
Okay, got it. Loki, do me a favor, find me that physicist. I will do my best to look at different interdimensionals. If you could have Thokk here communicate that to me, that would be fantastic. But as I said, I'm still trying to build you an engine, and I'm just putting the blueprints down.
Well, you are the son of Ashford, so I have the utmost belief in you.
I appreciate that.
All right, you can give the necklace back now.
Okay. And he kind of takes the necklace off and he goes, is he always that condescending?
Yes.
And then I'll make sure that
I'm not smarter than him, does he?
He has no idea.
I could tell.
And I'll be like, thank you, Loki. We're going to get to work on everything and keep moving. So.
All right. Cheers.
Thank you. Cheers. All right. Thank you, Ashford. We'll be on our way, and I'll make sure Thokk communicates with you about anything else we find for you, and any other communications we have with Loki about Creed and propulsion systems.
Yeah, no, that'd be great. Also, when you get back to, because I assumed you went on the tour because you're adventurers and you don't have your weaponry, just try to stay as inconspicuous as you are.
Yeah.
As you can be.
I mean, that was the plan originally, but yeah, you got it. Absolutely.
Perfect. So
Thokk can disguise himself, so that'll help.
Perfect. And he starts ushering you and he goes, Gil, I'm going to need you to flush him. And Gil goes, I mean, there are other ways that we can get them. And he's like, no, can't have them go through the old clever. We're going to need to flush them. And he goes, but there are errors in the psionic pad for the flusher. And he goes, okay, it doesn't matter. I'll make the water weather modifications with the net and the stational wrap pattern. So don't even worry about it. He's like, oh, it's going to be fun. Don't worry about it. Just follow Gil there. And Gil's like, okay, just follow me, please.
And I'm just going to be like, so are you basically sending us underwater to get the hell out of here?
Pretty much.
Okay, give me a couple moments here. I'm going to ritual cast water breathing on us just to be safe.
And he looks and he goes, okay, I mean, it wouldn't take that much unless you have something that might help with the impact.
Oh, okay. I'm going to ritual cast pillow fight.
Pillows. Big parachute.
Yeah, okay. Well, if you don't think it'll matter, then I'll stop. And as for impact...
You'll be fine. I'm just trying to scare you.
Yeah, I can take care of the impact.
I was going to say, we just got told that whatever we're dealing with is worse than a god war, so I really don't think you can scare me much at this point.
I could probably think of a few things. Anyway, Andiamo, let's go. And you see him, and he kind of he's crossing his arms, and Gilead brings you to a separate room. There are several different chutes. It almost looks like a water slide. And there are these little, almost like pods. And Gil goes, okay, is anyone here familiar with a kind of like a propulsion or a cannon, like the physics behind that?
Yeah.
And he looks at the four of you, and Doc's like, I do. And he goes, oh no, okay. And he looks at everyone, and he goes, think of it like you're the arrow, and this is the bow.
Yikes. All right. And just
also
do a quick...
You're going to want to make sure that you cross your legs at the propulsion you're going. Maybe even plug your nose. You don't want water going into any orifices at the propulsion that you're going to.
Tight.
Can I go ahead
You're going to
first?
have to keep it tight. What was that?
Can I go ahead first?
Oh, of course. And you kind of go in, and it's almost like a capsule coffin, but you kind of go in, and you just hear like a very pleasant chime. It's like, do, do, do. Please keep your hands inside the tube at all times.
And Alder casts Clench at 5th level.
Bienvenidos.
Thokk cast control water for the next 10 minutes.
Okay. And there's a few moments, things chime, and boom, you are shot out, and the next kind of bullet comes out. And one by one, each one of you go into the bullet, except for Manu, of course. And Gil, kind of without a bullet, goes in and wants to make sure you guys have safe travel. We'll kind of pick it up there. The propulsion it's very fast. And eventually it does feel like you are getting flushed out of a main terminal, almost like you go up and then you immediately just go into a spring that is on the outskirts of Balsera. And eventually you're able to kind of open the pod. You're a little queasy at the momentum you were going, but it was a relatively safe ride. And Gil kind of has his head sticking out of the water. And he goes, good luck, adventurers. I will keep him on task as best I can. He gets, as you can see, very excitable.
I appreciate it. Fortunately, excitable is not something that it seems like we have time for, so we really appreciate it.
Like I said, I'm going to do my best, and I will keep him on task as best I can. And he looks at all of you, and he goes, for science.
For science, I think.
Puts his head down. And the 5 of you are on the outskirts of Valoria. You're on Falsera, sorry. And I will say, because the river runs in the middle of Falsera, I would say you're around here, outside of the market district here in the South Market.
Gotcha. Okay.
So while you guys do that, Loki's not here. Never mind. While
He'll be
we do
back
that,
shortly.
go
I'm
ahead
here.
and I'm the boy. So,
Shopping.
but you're not on screen, I don't think. So anyway, we'll go to Thor then. Thor, you and Loki have a relatively quiet ride back, besides the Titanic reference that we got. And you two kind of land. And
I
you
want that figure. I was looking when I was up on eBay the other day to put on my desk.
That's so cute.
Sorry, DM.
It's okay. You kind of immediately part. Your mind is slightly distracted by the things that you learned. And I assume that you're outside of the stronghold. You can either go straight into the stronghold, or you can try to go through the debris and rubble.
I am going to go to. I'm gonna meander. I'm gonna walk around a little bit. And I'm going to. Oh, Loki's back.
Oh, that's good. So maybe don't leave yet.
Loki, we are on.
You guys landed.
We are.
I'm here now.
Put you guys on screen.
Yeah, I'm back. Sorry.
Brother, I would recommend you start to find some research. I need to take a walk. I will be back soon.
I have, yeah, I've been looking. I think I found a few things. Yes, take your walk. I'll be here. Hand touch.
And I will. Sorry, I was eating delicious dark chocolate almonds, and now they're stuck in my throat. I will look at Loki and just say, so Enya and Sif were, and
DM, do I know the details of that? Because I thought I was gone.
You very much know the details. You were there for Enya's birth.
Okay. Yes.
comforting, brother.
Well, you've found me at a loss for words. I don't know what to say to comfort you.
There's a first time for everything, Loki.
I am a growing man. Ever changing, you know. Forever getting better. I hope. I believe.
Put my hand on his shoulder. Interesting times we live in now.
Interesting times. Ever complicated.
And Thor kind of swings the hammer over his shoulder and just walks. He does not fly. He just strolls.
Okay.
Loki
With
casts
kind of the nose down. Mm-hmm.
Mage Hand so that it walks next to him until it's 120 feet away, and then it just disappears. And he can't. And the thumb in Glover, he kind of just puts one hand on his leg in a very comforting way. But that means he has to like go really, really fast and then slow down, and then go really, really fast and then slow down.
So you get weird Glover comfort as you're walking by. Anywhere in particular we're looking for?
I am going to look for a blacksmith.
Okay.
I know that there's been a lot of damage to the city, but I'm just kind of hoping that some people maybe hunker down. Just trying to find someone.
Okay. It takes some time to
I
go through
would
the rubble.
assume so. Yeah.
Different shops, but you do see eventually there is an anvil, and amongst the debris, you do see a hearth that's not on, but you do see that there is materials to do so.
I would. Is this like a? I know it's a shop, but is there like a door or a house connected to it that I could kind of like knock on the door?
I will say during the destruction there may have been something connected, but it's mostly dilapidated.
Okay, I'm gonna call out and just see if anyone comes.
Okay. So you kind of call out and let's see what your chances are.
Very low.
Very high. I rolled 97 for it.
Oh God.
So you kind of hear after a bit, and you see like this very small face kind of come out of the rubble, almost like they're in the middle of the rubble. And you just hear, "You ain't a fire giant, are you?"
No, I am not a fire giant.
I can't
Do I look
tell.
like a fire giant?
I mean, unfortunately, tall folk all look the same to me. Not to be speciesist or anything, but mostly when you get past 5 foot, everyone kind of looks the same.
Oh, okay. No, I am. I'm not a fire giant. Oh, what are you? You're still here. I would assume that you would have evacuated with a lot of the other.
I mean, it's a lot easier to kind of play dead.
Okay. Well, if I could pass on some knowledge from one guy to another, next round of evacuations, maybe you want to be on it.
And you kind of see the eyes, and you see like, well, this is my home. I really don't have anything outside. Besides the point, why are you walking about the rubble? Shouldn't you have evacuated?
Oh no, I'm a soldier, so I'm here to defend Valoria until she falls completely.
And he looks around and goes, I mean, it's pretty falling down right now. You did like a bang up job.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
We got here a little later than I'd anticipated, so apologies.
And
Can you get your path to, fire up? Could you smith something for me?
And you see kind of this very small gnomish figure kind of come out of the rubble and go, I mean, yeah, there are a lot of fires, so it's not like it's going to be hard to fire up the hearth. What in particular are you looking for?
And I'm going to kind of get down on one knee, kind of getting on his level. I'm going to pull out a piece of parchment and try and like just grab a stick that was on fire and try and sketch what my helmet would look like.
And he kind of looks, oh, you want something like the Queen has, but like masculine.
Yes, something like the Queen has, but masculine. I used to have one a long time ago, and I don't know where that is anymore. So I need another one, and I would be honored if you would craft it for me.
Well, I mean, for the next evacuation, if Valoria doesn't do this, sure. And you see him, and he kind of gets up, and he goes, it might take me some time, but fuck it. I'm not doing anything better.
And I will put down 1,000 gold pieces.
And you see him, and he looks immediately at the purse, and then looks back up at you, and then looks back at the purse. He goes, that's a lot of money.
Take all the time you need. If you need anything. If anything comes up, if any Drugar or fire giant that's on the island still comes near you, all you need to do is pray to Thor, and I will be here.
And kind of nods and he goes, all right, I'm going to need you to kneel down one more time.
And I'll kneel down.
He takes off this rope that was cinching his robe and he puts it around your head so we can get your measurement for the head. And he goes, do you prefer it snug or a little loose?
Snug is probably the best. I will be wearing it into battle, so snug is probably.
And so, pray, like, do you fly like the queen does?
Yes, I fly. She flies like I do, but, it's fine. It's not a big deal.
He kind of looks and he goes, don't see wings, but, I mean, that's fair. Yeah, got some ideas. And
Cool.
You see him and he takes off the rope and he goes, okay, well, give me a few days and I should have something for you. At least a prototype.
Is this enough gold? Is this
Oh,
enough?
no, this is more than enough gold. I just don't know what the time is.
No, the time is fine. I just want to make sure you are being properly... Normally, I just get given stuff, so it's kind of a weird... People just give things to me, so I just want to make sure that you can rebuild and your home and
And he
take
looks
care
around
of your family
and he goes,
if you have one.
yeah, no, I mean, 1,000 gold should be okay. I mean, most of that foundation is some solid foundation. And you just see one of the doors just go solid.
Do you want another 1,000 gold? Is it? I can do it. It's fine.
No. I got it. Fine. If there are any other expenses, I will let you know, sir. And what's your name?
Thor.
Right.
Right.
Okay. Slim.
Nice to meet you, Slim.
So I will get to work on this, and then if I don't do it, I probably died from fire giant.
I'm telling you, if they come and bother you, just pray to Thor, and I will be here.
I will keep that in mind.
You can test it if you'd like, but I won't be super excited. I wouldn't be super excited to be awoken by a prayer and there not be anything here. So keep that in mind as well.
I will keep that in mind.
Good night, Slim.
Thor. As you see him and you just hear like dragging. He's like, and you hear the hearth. While that is happening, Loki, what you doing?
I am looking through the library of Eloria, trying to find anything that could help me figure out pocket dimensions, anything that could give me any sort of indication of where I might go, items that might help me out. Asking around town if there's anyone who might know something. I would ask the Queen.
Just to save you a lot of time, most of the town is destroyed. The library is mostly in the stronghold, and it is not a big library. If we remember from many, many episodes back, I'll give you this as a gimme. Thokk was told about a grand library. That was the library of Ioun that holds all the knowledge.
Was that not in Valoria?
It was not in Valoria.
Oh.
So the Grand Library is not in Valoria. There is a very small library in what would have been the Kenku's room, Tristan's, as he was, for a very small time, the guard of the Grand Library. So, I mean, there are some books that you can procure. Unfortunately, none of them really talk about chaos theory, dimensional theory, any kind of theory, interplanetary travel.
Okay.
Mostly different knowledges on gods and whatnot. Yeah.
Okay, having that realization, I would grab the necklace and say, hey, Thokk, you remember the Grand Library?
Yeah, what about it?
Where? Where is it? I got confused I've been hanging out with Thor too much, and memory's gone.
I've never been there per se, but I know that the last avatar of Pelor is guarding it, if I'm not mistaken. DM?
Usually it's guarded by a avatar of Pelor.
Yeah.
Meaning Fair.
Great
He's
Library,
not
Temple
Pelor.
of Iron. Currently the home is Tristan. Previous avatar. Yeah, I don't know where it is.
Okay. Thank you.
I can ask Ishiki since I have to call him anyways.
Thor's gonna jump in and push the thing and just say, "Why don't you just ask Anya? She would know Tristan. If Tristan was the one that was the guard of the library, then she would know where it is."
Well, I don't know how long ago Tristan died. It could be before her time.
No, they adventured together.
Oh. But yeah,
One of us is wearing his necklace right now.
true. We'll do that as well.
What's awkward is, Thokk, as you look down, there is a little crook on your Hydra necklace, and you know that Pelor uses a crook.
Curious.
As you
could
kind
it
of whisper that
mean?
to yourself as you're looking down, and Manu's like, just kind of staring at you.
What?
Nothing. Just, where are we going? What are we doing?
Ask Alder. I have to call Ishiki.
Don't we want to get our shit? Okay. Alda, what are we doing?
So I think next steps we need to go back into town. We need to go get our things from the tour. We need to go hit up the couple shops and then need to go stop by my folks and pay them a visit.
And Manu goes, okay. And so we're gonna because we want to make sure we get to everything. So, Thokk, what are you trying to get a hold of Ashiki for? What are you trying to reach out to him for?
So I'm actually going to change the order of it, but I'm going to reach out to Anya first.
Okay.
And cast sending and say, Your Highness, I have a question from the gods.
Can't I just go talk to her?
Yeah, you can. You're in the palace right now.
Yeah. So don't waste a sending
Both
on
of
that.
you are in the same town that
I'll
that she's in.
I'll just take 5 steps over there and be like, "Oh, what's up, girl?
Oh,
Heard you
Hey.
like know shit about books."
Hello, niece.
then never mind. I will not do that.
I have a niche.
Then yeah, I will reach out to Ashiki and say, "Hey, Ashiki, it's Thokk. Is there any way that you can get to Falsera within the next 24 hours?
24 seconds.
24 seconds, preferably."
And there's a few moments, and it's very nice to hear from you, Thokk. I don't think so. I'm sorry.
I'll reply again with another message. It's okay. I figured I'd ask. Would there be any way for some divine assistance from Ayun for us to build what we need to save the world?
Us to build what?
A rocket.
It just
Yeah,
said
you ran out of
you
words.
cut out of
You
us
ran
to
out.
build what?
Oh, good.
Us to build what?
And there's a moment. I'm not sure what you're trying to build. However, I can attempt to contact Ayun, but I mean, I'm not close with the gods, and where the fact that I get direct answers.
I don't reply.
You don't reply?
No. I'm running out of spell
Okay.
slots. That's all I'm like.
Got it. Okay.
I tell Alder all that. So I'm guessing. You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna try it again anyways. I'm gonna do divine intervention.
Okay.
And I
Go
am
ahead and
going
roll.
to pray to Pelor and ask for any assistance to expedite the process of building this, whether it be a propulsion or anything to build this rocket to get us to the moon. What level am I? Balls 28.
And you're kind of like closing your eyes and you're praying, and Manu kind of looks at you, and Tibrin's looking at you, and Tibrin's like, "Did it work?" And Manu goes, "Didn't work."
Doesn't feel any different.
What failure?
No, that feels the same always.
No. There's definitely just a twinge of disappointment. Can't win them all.
It's just the truth. All right, well, let's get ourselves back to Ashford Industries.
Okay.
That way, Thokk, we can collect your gear, and so that way you could stop scowling at me for the fact that I made us run away.
So we'll fast travel a bit. So you eventually get back to Ashford Industries. There is a massive smoldering hole at the top of it, but the rest of the building is sound. There is slight chaos inside the building, but you guys are able to procure your items back very easily. And as you kind of come out, and you guys are like, okay, Tibrin kind of taps you on the shoulder, Thokk. And he has, it looks like it says Ashford Industries on it. It looks like a fanny pack. And it is a bag of holding that he swiped.
Where the hell did you get that?
I went
Did you
to the
get
gift shop.
Did you get just one, or did you get multiple?
Well, I mean, the looting already started, so there was one that was really smushed.
Oh, I'm just asking. We probably are going to need multiple with all the shit that they have us trying to get.
Well, this is a start, right?
Yep.
This is a start.
Good job. Let's move swiftly.
Yep. Moving. Hey, those are the guys that took the bag. Wait a second.
No, it's not.
No, it's not. Shut up. And Manu's like, I'm a ghost, and he goes through a wall.
You look shitty, Denise. Goodbye.
If you look like I said you lady. So I believe, Thokk, you had some things that you wanted to. I'm gonna assume we want to go to an armorer and a jeweler.
Correct. And I want to go to a. What the hell was that again? Start with those two. Alchemist is another one I need to go to.
Okay,
But that's it.
I have those. So you do go to an alchemist, or I'm sorry, an armorer. It is called Bodhi's Harburks. And it's like a 2-story tower, and there is a male dwarf behind it that you would assume by his name tag is Bodhi. So he is the namesake of the armor, and you just see different plate armors and shields and all that behind him.
Awesome. Good to see he's got stuff in here already. Good to go. Hello, Bodhi, I assume?
Right?
Have a weird ask. Very specific ask. Need some adamantine armor. Preferably either chainmail or half plate.
Yeah.
Not for me. So.
Well, and he looks behind him, and he looks through his inventory. We have half plate for 1,500 gold, and we have chainmail for 525.
And his adamantine.
Yes.
Did they say they need both or one?
Thor, since I guess I got to start using your real names now because Dremel called me out on it.
Only if you want to be respectful.
I don't have a funny voice, so I mean, but it's up to you.
Yeah. Did you want chainmail or half plate? Looks like they actually already have both ready. We'll go ahead and see if we can get it sized for you.
I typically wear the half plate, so if they have that as an option, that would be great.
Okay. Cool. Half plate it is. Just so you know, it'd be about 1,500 gold. All right.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. I'm gonna take my hand off of it and be like, "Thokk, you have that much, right?"
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Because I don't.
Well over.
Don't say that much. All right. Thokk, can you disguise yourself as Donna, so that way he could see if he could build something if he's got something that'll fit his build.
Sure, I put the hat on and change into Donner.
And Bodhi looks eyes and he goes, okay. And he is able to fit the half plate on you. He goes, this
It won't
was
fit me, by the way.
It won't fit you as
It's an
Donner?
illusion. It's an illusion. My physical
That's right.
form.
So
still...
he kind of puts it and he goes. So as he's like pushing the half plate and it's like by your midsection, and he goes, I don't think this is gonna work.
It's just an illusion. It's not. It's kind of more of we got to eyeball it.
So, I mean, there are straps in here. It is half plate. If anything, you can make more belt holes.
That works. Make it a little bit bigger just in case he gains weight for any reason.
Well, no, he's got it ready to go. We just need to, he's just letting us know that we can fix it up if we need to. If we could thrift shop it a little bit to make it better for him.
Yeah.
Oh, that works.
I mean, yep. And so he kind of wraps this up, and
You
we
don't
give him the 15 gold.
happen to have 2 platinum rings laying around anywhere, do you?
And you said 15 gold. That's the new price, so keep it that way.
Yes.
And he looks at you and he goes, "That's for the armor."
Kidding.
I mean, 2 platinum rings.
Yeah, worth at least 50 gold each.
Ooh. Honestly, you'll probably want to go to the jailor.
The Jailor?
The jeweler. It's an accent. It's regional.
Oh. Okay. Cool. Thanks.
And okay. Anything else that you need from the armor?
No, I think that'll. I saw a motion from Loki. I don't know what it was.
I have a song stuck in my head. Nothing.
Oh,
Ignore me.
I'll say for brevity, you do find at the jeweler that you are able to sell those 2 platinum rings for 50 gold each.
Got it.
Okay. Anything else that we need to do in town for Falsera before we move on to the Eliaris stronghold?
Alchemist. I need an
Alchemist. What are you looking for at the Alchemist?
I need $500 gold worth of incense.
Okay.
And then 4 ivory sticks worth 50 gold each. So 200 gold worth of ivory sticks.
Okay. So you need about 700 gold pieces of supplies?
900.
Sorry, you cut out. What was it, 900?
Yeah.
Okay. So they are able to procure it, and because it is bundled together, they'll give it to you for 8. But
Cool.
you do get your components. Anything else that you need as far as components go?
Not components, but they told us to get as many greater healing potions as we can. So.
Okay. Let's see here. They have greater healing, you said?
Also, quick retcon, we may also need potions of fire resistance. Just if we're going to fight fire giants, it's just an option,
Since we went to the jeweler, I'm going to see if there's rings of fire resistance.
That you most likely would get from like an enchanter.
Oh, okay.
Let me see here. I don't know if I have something like that at the moment. I'm sorry, I'm looking.
While you're looking, I'm gonna call everyone. Is anyone still able to attune to stuff?
Yes, I can do. I've got a little bit of room, but don't go too crazy. What are you thinking?
The
I
one
might buy you a
slot,
ring.
Loki. The one slot might be for your necklace.
Right, but we're not going to need this forever, are we?
No. I would also have one slot then if I was not attuned to the necklace.
Okay.
Likewise.
Okay. Then yeah, I will look for the rings then.
Okay. As you're procuring, let me get the price. So there aren't rings of fire resistance, but there are potions of fire resistance.
Okay.
There are 3, and they are at 300 apiece.
I buy the 3.
Okay, so that is 9 there, and then potion of greater is, let's see here. There are 2 potions of greater healing for 100 gold pieces each.
I'll buy those 2.
Okay. So
How
add
many
those to your
how many
inventory.
regular potions of healing would we see? Because I
Um,
have 2 on me. I have 3 on me currently, but I'll buy more if they're there.
Currently, there are 3 at 50 gold apiece.
Okay, I'll buy all 3 of those.
Okay. So just make sure you load up on those and you keep your stock together because I'm not keeping track of it.
Yeah, absolutely. So, so that's what we have 3. Why is it not letting me type? My numlock must be off. There we go. So yeah, we got 3 greater potions. I have now 6 regular potions. Okay, cool.
And then 3 of fire resistance.
Yeah, I wrote those down.
Okay, did you put them in your inventory already or no?
Not yet. I'm just writing it down on paper.
Okay.
It's faster.
Okay. Anything else?
I mean,
I think
I think
all
we're
that leaves
good.
us is to the nightcap.
Okay. As you guys kind of round out, you go to eventually you see that the Eliaris grounds are dimly lit. There seems to be just kind of some quiet sounds as you guys kind of make your way up. And as we get closer to there, I will round it back to Valoria and anything that you two are doing when you reconvene.
So Thor's back from his walk.
I would assume so, yeah.
Okay. So as he comes back from his walk, I wave and again cast Mage Hand.
Mm-hmm.
So the wave was really like, hello, and then that's the start of Mage Hand. So then Glover is next to him doing the same thing as before. So it's like he never left.
Wonderful.
Brother, the library here is garbage.
I thought the big library was here.
Yeah, I did too. Seems not. Thokk does not know where it is either, and I have not been able to find the queen. So I've been doing a lot of pacing.
Is there anyone in the stronghold?
At all.
Yeah.
I would say Abigail is still there. By extension, then that would probably be, you've seen Valdana go in and out. Lysander, the elf that kind of greeted you into there, is also there, but it's relatively quiet. Most people have either gone out to scavenge for survivors or supplies or make sure that these ships are stocked.
I mean, Anya's got to come back eventually, right?
Yes. She does, and hopefully then she can give me some information to help me out. But until then, and it's at that moment you see in attached to Loki's hip a bottle, and he's kind of fumbling with it. But time is of the essence.
Time to indulge in beverage.
Oh, this is not a beverage, brother. And I detach it from my hip and look at it.
Mm-hmm.
I may know someone who can help us. But if I tell you who it is, you're going to have to get really cool with a lot of things quickly.
How cool and who?
Dremel. And scene.
Okay. And we'll hard cut. And you're just like, wait.
I'm not a
And
smart man, but I know who Dremel is.
I know what love is. So Alder, as you, Thokk, Tibrin, and Manu are walking up the steps, the doors to the mansion kind of open as you kind of go in, and these the floors are just the way they were when you left, which is made of hard and complete jade. Just sheets of jade have been put down, so it kind of fits that jade and ivory theme that you remember as a child and as a young man. And there are these two spiral staircases that go up to kind of like an awning. And at the top of you see a familiar figure of masculine proportions. As you see your father look down at you, look at the other three that are with you, and just go, "Are you going to be staying for dinner?"
I think so, Father.
Good. And turns, and we will end it there.
Look who's coming to dinner.
Guess who's here? It's me.
Shit.
It's the boy.
It's gonna get hot and heavy next week. Very excited. Thank you guys.
I need your money. Thanks. Bye.
Thank you guys for joining us on another episode of Dungeons and Dragons and Junk Drawer. We will be back next week with an all new episode. But before we depart, we would love to read some names in the chat. So Josh, if you would be so kind.
Gee whiz, okay.
Gee
Shout
whiz.
out to Atten, Chippy Wayans, one of the 2, 3, 4, 5. Commander Root, Dame Butterscotch, The Gray. Also, thank you for hopping in the chat. I appreciate all that. Discord for streamers, definitely a real person there. Ildelara, Manning Wilkins. I can't, dude. I need new glasses. That's what I'm learning right now. Also, thank you to our moderator, Devlin07, and also our VIP, Gandalf the Babe. And like Justin and Mike, whatever, you guys are always here.
And no thank you to J New York 2843. We're trying to build this naturally. We don't want you coming in here saying want to become famous by followers, primes, and viewers on explicit bigfollows.com.
Yeah, I don't
That doesn't
need a
even sound
penis pill.
real. I already bought some. No, I didn't. I mean, like,
And they work super well.
yeah, I'm hard all the time, and I'm real angry about it.
It hurts.
I would be
Prove
angry
it.
about it.
Prove it.
Guys, thank you so much. We will be back next week. Don't forget to wear your fucking mask, and we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.